when, he would get the call, no matter when he got a call, it was the most important thing in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
even if he was unsuccessful, then it was regroup and, you know, maybe the next week if, and some of those long searches,
Yeah. And he never expected payment up
no,
front or at
no,
all.
he spent his money on those searches.
Yeah. And sometimes he'd be reimbursed or get donations, right? But
Occasionally, but most times it was, it's not wealthy people. It's people like you and me that, oh my God, somebody's missing, and they don't have the money.
mm-hmm.
The resources are few and far between especially for long-term searches that go on and on and on.
Right. No kidding. Yeah.
But that's what he spent his money on, and it was, you see guys that sit at the bar or guys that spend a ton of money smoking or playing golf. That wasn't Denny. Denny's money went
mm-hmm.
to look for missing people.
Wow. So it was way more than just a job.
Mm-hmm. It was way more, and he could talk to anybody. There was a story about they were looking for, I believe it was Erica Dahlquist,
mm-hmm.
and they were going to search a wooded area that was had trails through it and stuff. It was a public area, and they were getting ready to search, and this lady was there, and she had a horse, and she was going to ride this trail. And he went over and he told her, he said, we're here to search for somebody, and if you're out riding and your horse acts peculiar or you notice anything odd, please find us and let us know, mark that area and stuff. And she said to him, she goes, you don't know who I am, do you? And he goes, no, I have no idea who you are. It was the mother of the suspect. And they talked, and became friends. And ultimately that led to, there was some property that the suspect's family owned that had never been searched. And that ultimately led to law enforcement being able to search that property.
Mm-hmm.
And it ultimately ended up in the discovery of her body.
Wow. Yeah.
But it was all started because Denny was able to talk to somebody that he had no clue she was even involved or any.
Yeah.
He could just talk to everybody,
Yeah, that's a special skill, being able to just communicate with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he could talk to people, whether the common person on the street or somebody of great,
Yep.
worldly importance or
Yep.
stuff like that. The governor of Minnesota.
Yeah.
After Drew Sojourn, I heard about that story.
Yeah.
Tim Pawlenty and my dad sitting in the front row together, along with Calamity Jane.
Yeah.
Huh.
He, it was just the way he was,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There were so many searches. His downfall was he didn't take very good records. He didn't document his searches very well.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't good about that.
Took a lot of pictures, but not a lot of documentation.
Right. But he was never one for turning anybody down if they thought, and one of the things that frustrated me so much was that even law enforcement would ask for a dog, use his dog, and then not follow up on things that he was telling them. you know.
Yeah.
They would think, okay, leave the dog here, and you'd tell them that, you know, I've got some interest here, and they go, okay, and then not,
Mm.
you know, not complete the search, and that's stuff that they had to do, you know. I remember going with him up to Waubay one time on a search, and he had been up there, and he knew where this guy had been and stuff, and he said, ultimately, he said, I believe the guy's in the water, and to this day, we think it was probably a homicide,
Mm-hmm.
but it was, you know, it was looked at as a drowning, but we asked for a dive team, and the dive team came and brought their own dogs along, and we were told we were done. We knew where it was, where the body was in the water, but we were done and had to leave, and they didn't find it until it popped up a few days later.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this is what it is.
Yeah, that would be frustrating.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh. How many years were you married?
Oh, God, I don't know.
You don't keep track?
I don't see.
Let's see. You guys got 2003, 2002.
2002 to
Yeah.
17 years?
Yeah. So
Something
we're,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember that. 'Cause I remember him telling me, I talked to him on the phone. We hadn't seen each other for a while, but we on the phone. So, but yeah.
It was hard for him not being able to just go at that point, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really, for him to be so incapacitated was
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
really miserable for him.
Yeah. Yeah. He would want to just go get in the truck and go. I remember when I was over in 2017, and he shouldn't have been driving, but he was.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's hard to keep him still.
Yeah.
But
It was.
yeah, he'd always been that way, even growing up, where, you know, we'd go visit on the weekends, even when I was a kid and stuff like that. And I mean, he might sit and watch TV for a little while, but then he was up, you know, wanting to do something, go clean the garage or chop some wood or this or that, or, you know,
loved to
just
fish.
didn't. Yeah. Oh, fishing. Yeah, fishing
Yeah,
was.
fishing, loved to hunt.
Did a lot of that.
You know,
Mhm.
I hunted some when I was a kid, but then I hunted when Denny moved here. We hunted pheasant together and stuff. He loved pheasants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was, you know, and then he would go with some of the local guys. They would go, and him and another guy would block for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was so important to him.
And he had quite the eye for game. We, you know, I remember even as a kid going for long drives in the countryside, and there might be a deer standing on, you know, 2 or 3 mountains away, and he would point and he'd say, "See the deer there?" And I'm like, "Where?" You know. And eventually I sort of got a little bit of a trained eye myself, but it was amazing. He could, with pheasant and grouse and stuff, he could see it when no one else could.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was huge for him, the pheasant hunting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, all right. I'll go ahead and stop this video, but yeah, thank you for those memories.